Hi and welcome back, Larry's Computer Class. Today we're going to do radio buttons. Radio buttons are things you use on your web page to get people to make different selections. So we're going to go to our htdoc file, our XAMPP, htdoc, and we're going to open up radio.html. And we're going to open up radio.php. And we can minimize these. Alright, so now what we have, we don't need two of these. What we have here is we have our radio, HTML, and we have our PHP code. Go through the HTML, make sure all your tags are at the top, header, HTML header, your title, end head, your body, your tags at the bottom, your closing tags, make sure they're all in order. What we're doing here is we're going to do 3 radio buttons with what color is your hair. And we have here red, black, and blonde. So what we're going to do here is we'll go through the code. We have our header tag, H4. The number determines the size of this text. The smaller the number, 1 is bigger than 4. It goes 1 through 6. H1 is the biggest. H6 is the smallest. So you can choose what size you want this font to be, this text to be, what color is your hair. And then we have here form action equals radio.php. Now this radio.php is our other file, radio.php, where our PHP code is going to be. Then we have here method post. Again, there's 2 choices, post or get. We're posting because we're posting to another page. If we were going to get information, say from a database or another website or something like that, we would say method get. But we're posting, so we're going to say post. And then very simple, input type equals radio, name item, value red, and then red outside the quotation marks. There's no arrows or anything around the red. It's just end tag red, and then your break, your ending. Your name, when you're doing radio buttons, your name has to be the same. Make sure they're all identical. Name equals, name equals, name equals, item, item, item. These have to match identically. And then down here we have input type submit, value, submit. And value equals whatever you put in here, submit. You can put in go, you can put in login, you can put in register, you can put in submit. Whatever you put here for the value is what's going to show up on the web page for them to click on. So you can change this to anything you want. Our PHP code, actually let me just go to our browser. Go to Firefox or Internet Explorer, whichever one you prefer to use. And we're going to type in localhost radio.html, and there you go. What color is your hair? So you ask a question, what color is your hair? And they have a choice, red, which I spelled wrong. Not wrong, but it's capital letter here. Now, just to show you, that works out good, because whatever is not in the brackets that you type in here, the red, black, blonde, male, female, whatever's in these brackets is what's going to show up on your page. The red right here, the black, the blonde. Save. And see how that changed it. Now another way you can do it, and this is your own choice, how you want it. We have the circle and then red, circle black, circle blonde. If you come over here and take this red out of here and put it before your code and hit refresh, and then you have the red and then the circle. So however you want to do it, however you put your writing, either put it before the code or you put it after the code. That's your choice. I'm going to have a little fun with that. Just save that. And then these are all the same. Input type radio, name item, value blonde, and then blonde. And then input type submit, value submit. Whatever you put here is what goes on the page, as I said. register if you're doing a registration page, login if you're doing a login page. You hit refresh and this changes to register. So however you want that, that's up to you. Save. And there you go. You have your page. They can click on whichever one they want. And as I said, radio buttons you want to use if they only can pick one. If you want them to only pick one, red, black, or blonde hair, they only have one color hair. Or you can do, if you're doing gender, you can do male, female. They can only be one or the other. If they choose one and then they change their mind, this one turns off. Unlike checkboxes, when you do checkboxes, they can check all three of the checkboxes. So that's a different depending on what you want to do with these buttons. Determines which ones you use. If you want to just pick one thing, you use radio buttons. If you want them to be able to make multiple choices, you use checkboxes. So now let's go back to our code. Go back to our PHP. We'll bring this up here, our PHP code. And as I said, this radio.php, the browser is going to know it's going to display this page, and then when the submit button's clicked, then it knows it has to go to another page and it has to run through the PHP code. Now this code is very simple. Oops. PHP is very simple for radio buttons. We have our opening tags, our body, our PHP opening and closing tags, and inside we just have to put item, $item equals $_post item. Now this item here is whatever the name is going to be. If this says classes or blue, green, whatever this says, all three of these, that's what we would put in here. And this is just telling the browser, the $ is just telling the browser that it's going to use this item tag to post. It's going to post this item tag where it says item, whatever item. And then down here we have echo, your hair is. This code here, if you didn't watch the other video, this code here is just a space, puts a space between the letters. If you don't put that in there, it'll put the item right on top of is. There won't be a space between is and your red, your black, your blonde. So you need a little space in here, and that works fine for HTML and PHP, this code. If you want a letter space or something like that. And then we just have our semicolons, and then our marks, quotation, period, item, $item, and this $item is this. It's telling the browser that this and this have to match, and this and the name has to match. And then you just put your post in here, and then you put your end tags, your dot, and then your end tags here. I think I might have an extra dot in here, but I don't think I need that one. It has to end because we have quotation, quotation, period, and period, and then your break. So let's see what happens. Save. Let's go back to our page. Let's actually hit submit. We got red. Let's make it blonde. And your hair is blonde. You go back. Red. Your hair is red. So that's how that works. You just have to make sure you put your title up here. Action has to equal your other form, radio.php. Method post. Input type radio. Name, make sure all your name items are the same. Value, red, black, blonde. And then put your submit button. Input type submit. Value submit. And then on your PHP, you just have to make sure that $items is the same as $items here. And your item here is the same as your name. Whatever your name is here has to go here. And that's it. Very simple. We're going to end this video here, and we're going to go on and do part 2, and I'm going to show you how to validate it, which means if they come to your page and they're on this page here and they don't check anything and they hit submit or register, whatever it is here, if they click this button without choosing one, it's going to give them an error message. And I'm also going to show you another neat little trick to do with what color is your hair. We're going to do that a little different, make it a little fancier. Okay, so let's take a break, and I'll see you in part 2.